The Romanian Deadlift, or RDL, is one of the most important supplementary movements that we use inside the unified movement system. It's not just a hamstring exercise, it's a full body display of control, balance, and precision. Where most strength movements build force through compression, the RDL builds strength through length and tension. So if the conventional deadlift teaches you to generate power from the floor, the Romanian deadlift teaches you to stay strong where most people lose tension, in the bottom half of the movement. So why do a Romanian deadlift? The RDL isolates the hip hinge, which is one of the most fundamental human movement patterns. It trains your ability to control hip flexion and extension under load. The foundation for sprinting, jumping, kicking, and nearly every athletic skill that requires explosive power. We use it to strengthen the hamstrings, glutes, and the spinal erectors through their full functional range, to improve posterior chain flexibility while simultaneously building strength, to develop end range control, especially where people are weak or unstable, to reinforce the hinge pattern that protects the lower back during squats and deadlifts, and to build resilient connective tissue through controlled eccentric loading. Unlike static stretching, the RDL uses active tension to lengthen the muscle fibers. It's not passive mobility, it's strength at length. Flexibility without strength is instability. The RDL gives you both. When used correctly, the RDL is one of those exercises that can make you stronger, fitter, and more flexible than you were in your 20s. But there's more to it than just this. If you want to see how a whole system works, I've made a video that explains it. There's a link in the description. Here's why we use the RDL as a supplementary lift. In the Unified Movement System, or UMS, the conventional deadlift remains the primary lift for total strength development. It recruits more muscle mass, uses a longer range of motion, and drives higher levels of systemic neural activation. But the RDL fills a different and equally important role. It's our supplementary posterior chain developer, a movement we can perform in a fatigue state after the main lifts to build hypertrophy, flexibility, and structural balance without overloading the nervous system. Think of it like this. The conventional deadlift builds your engine, the Romanian deadlift strengthens your suspension. It refines your mechanics, builds control, and teaches your body how to maintain tension when fatigue sets in, which is exactly where most injuries occur. Because the RDL focuses on eccentric strength, it also provides an ideal training stimulus for hypertrophy, even at lighter loads. And since eccentric contractions generate more muscle damage and remodeling, it delivers a powerful strength flexibility adaptation with relatively low central nervous system fatigue. In the Unified Movement System, the RDL is a key tool for developing structural balance between the anterior and posterior chains. Most athletes, especially those who squat and press more than they pull, have dominant quads and hip flexors and underdeveloped glutes and hamstrings. This imbalance contributes to anterior pelvic tilt, tight hip flexors, and increased lumbar strain. By programming RDLs in a 1-to-1 ratio with quad dominant lifts like front squats, we restore proper force distribution and prevent knee and hip injuries. The RDL also reinforces the posterior chain strength that supports deeper squats, faster sprints, and healthier backs. During accumulation phases, RDLs can be trained for hypertrophy, so higher reps, moderate load, and slower tempo. During intensification phases, we emphasize heavier loading and precise tempo control, often a 2-0-x-0, to maximize tissue adaptation. Because it's less neurologically demanding than heavy deadlifts, the RDL also works beautifully in deload or recovery weeks, allowing you to maintain posterior chain strength while minimizing fatigue. You can't fix weakness in the big lifts without addressing imbalance in the small ones. All right, let's talk technique optimization. When performed correctly, the Romanian deadlift isn't just about lifting the bar, it's about mastering tension from head to toe. Strength and safety go hand in hand. As we often say in the UMS, you can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. So let's break down the technical pillars that make this lift so effective. First is trunk position, neutral spine and lat engagement. Start with the bar in your hands, shoulder width grip, and engage your lats by breaking the bar, pulling the shoulders slightly down and back to lock the upper body into position. Maintain a neutral spine from your head to your tailbone throughout the lift. This creates a stable platform for the hips to hinge and prevents the lower back from taking over. A strong spine is a stable spine, and stability begins with lat tension. Number 2 is hip hinge mechanics. The RDL is a pure hip hinge. It's not a squat. You initiate the movement by pushing the hips backward, not by bending the knees or lowering the chest. As the hips move back, the bar should glide down your thighs, staying close to your body at all times. The knees remain slightly bent, around 15 to 20 degree angle. And that angle stays constant through the lift. If the knees flex and extend, you shift load to the quads and lose tension in the hamstrings. Keeping the shins nearly vertical isolates the hip extension function of the hamstrings and glutes, the true purpose of the RDL. The goal isn't to touch the floor, it's to maintain tension where it matters. Third is eccentric control and range of motion. The descent is where the magic happens. Lower the bar slowly and under full control until you feel a deep stretch in the hamstrings, usually just below the kneecaps. Avoid chasing range by rounding the back. Instead, stop where your hamstrings limit the movement and keep your spine neutral. The eccentric phase would usually take 3 to 4 seconds in a hypertrophy or accumulation phase, followed by a brief pause at the bottom and then drive the hips forward to return to standing. That tempo and time under tension are what create the strength and flexibility gains that the RDL is famous for. Eccentric strength is the bridge between flexibility and power. All right, number 4 is foot position and ground contact. Maintain full contact through the midfoot and heel, keeping the toes lightly active. If you shift too far forward, you'll load the quads and strain the back. If you shift too far back, you'll lose balance and shorten the range. Keep the pressure evenly distributed. This allows maximal tension through the glutes and hamstrings and optimal force transfer from the floor up. All right, number 5 is breathing and bracing. Before each rep, take a deep breath into your diaphragm and brace your core, as if preparing to take a punch. This increases intra-abdominal pressure, stabilizing the spine and allowing the hips to hinge safely under load. All right, now that we've got the technique down, let's talk load management and progressive overload. Because the RDL is eccentric dominant, it produces more muscle damage than most posterior chain exercises. That's great for hypertrophy, but it demands smart load management. So start with roughly 60 to 70% of your conventional deadlift, focusing on form, tempo, and consistency before chasing load. But remember, if you're using the RDL as a supplementary lift like we recommend, then you might need to do even less weight than that. In the UMS, we progress RDLs through multiple methods. Tempo progression, so increasing eccentric time from 2, 3, 4 to 5 seconds. Load progression, gradually increasing the weight once technique is flawless. Range progression, increasing depth slightly over time as mobility improves, and even sometimes doing RDLs with straight knees to maximize flexibility development. And some advanced overload for advanced athletes. We may use accentuated eccentrics, isometric pauses, or deficit RDLs to enhance end range control. Progressive overload isn't just about more weight, it's about mastering more tension. Let's talk program periodization and application. In a full UMS periodized plan, we have accumulation phases and intensification phases. So accumulation, aka hypertrophy, we use higher volume, moderate load, and slower tempos. So let's say 8 to 12 reps per set, 3 to 4 second eccentrics. The goal? Tissue quality, flexibility, and hypertrophy. In intensification phases, we reduce the reps, say 5 to 7, and increase the load to say 75 to 85% 1RM, and we focus on explosive hip extension. The goal? To maximize strength and neural efficiency. In deload and transition phases, we'd use lighter loads and reduced volume to maintain movement pattern and facilitate recovery. We also pair RDLs strategically with knee-dominant lifts to reinforce structural balance. So for example, a front squat as an A1 and a Romanian deadlift as an A2, or a front squat as an A1 in your primary workout, and then a Romanian deadlift as your B1 in your supplementary workout. This pairing ensures that both the anterior and posterior chains develop proportionally, reducing your injury risk and improving long-term performance. So to recap, the RDL isolates the hip hinge and builds strength through length. It improves hamstring flexibility, glute power, and spinal stability. It's a supplementary lift designed to complement, not replace, your heavy deadlifts. The key is tension, not depth, and when programmed intelligently, it builds both power and protection through the posterior chain. Inside the unified movement system, the RDL isn't just an accessory, it's a cornerstone of the structural balance and long-term athletic performance. Or as we like to say, you don't just lift the bar, you lift your standards. Now we've just gone deep into the RDL and talked about how it fits into the unified movement system. But of course, the full UMS has so much more to it. It's where we combine strength and flexibility in every workout. And I've made a great video explaining how it works. If you want to learn more, click or tap the screen there, and I'll see you in that next video.